Living here my entire life, I can't recall missing a single May Day.
Looking back at old footage and pictures, it's really interesting to see how much everything around has changed. And then you realize the one constant has been May Days.
May Days in Port Coquitlam, almost as old as the city itself. 100 years of memories. May Days was first celebrated in Port Coquitlam's community in 1923 with maypole dancing and the crowning of a May Queen. The origin of May Day coming from ancient Europe, celebrating the impending summer. 2023 marked 100 years of May Days in Port Coquitlam, the centennial year of the festival. 100 years of fun, tradition, and community.
I'm just amazed how it has evolved. Amazing.
The Heritage Museum and Archives in Port Coquitlam has been holding these memories from the last century. The doors open to a time capsule, photographs, artifacts, and memorabilia safely tucked away, but with its legacy living on in full display in the city and the people.
My name is Jeannie Jones, and I was born in Port Coquitlam, and I was May Queen in 1946, which is an honor that I've always lived with.
During every May Days festival, a queen was crowned, along with the crowning of more local children as May Days royalty, a way to get the whole community involved.
It's really special that this is a tradition that has carried on for 100 years.
Port Coquitlam's royalty, consisting of children from local schools as flower girls, lancers, and princesses. Getting to take part in the festivities and parade, these are memories that last a lifetime, and in some cases, carry on through generations.
I grew up in Port Coquitlam, got to go to the parade every year. It was always something we look forward to as a family, was watching the parade. It's awesome now to see Audrey as a flower girl. I was the exact same age, 7 years old, when I was a flower girl myself in May Day.
The Spring Festival, along with bringing the community together, has been a unique way to bring families together too, giving children a connection to their hometown and memories that last a lifetime.
To see that intergenerational involvement, that is what May Day is really about.
I had this full circle moment where I got to host the opening ceremony, where I get to see the same magic in these kids who are also going to remember this for the rest of their lives.
Broadcaster Kevin Lynn emceed the opening ceremonies for the Centennial Celebration. That event kicked off a whole week of festivities.
The number of people that were out there, the positivity, the feeling that I had during that day was just of immense pride in the community.
We live in the best city in this country. There is no place like Port Coquitlam. Thank you for everything each and every one of you do to make this such an amazing place. And let's have an amazing night.
You have something that's going strong for 100 years, you know that it means something to somebody, and it means a lot to families. This is a significant part of POCO's history.
Port Coquitlam's 100th May Days Festival featured its annual parade, performing and literary art events, an outdoor festival, something for everyone to enjoy.
May Day has always been just a wonderful joy.
Bringing together Port Coquitlam's history with the future, it's something special.
Now as mayor, I have an appreciation just for the number of things that have to go right and the number of people involved to pull off an event of that magnitude.
This truly is a community effort to not only execute, but also to enjoy.
Over 10,000 across the Metro Vancouver and the Fraser Valley gathered in downtown Port Coquitlam on the day of the parade.
My favorite part is the actual day of the parade and setting up and all the lovely people that come out to participate in it. This year was fantastic. Not one upset face. Everyone was smiling and happy to be there. It was wonderful.
650 spectators attended the opening ceremonies. Thousands cheered on the 500 kids the May Days bike race. 90 local community groups and businesses took part in the parade. 25,000 people gathered for the final festival day.
Probably interacted with more Port Coquitlam residents in the single day than I, would in maybe an entire year. Took a few steps and, would chat with someone, a few more steps and chat with someone.
To be part of the 100th May Day celebration with the City of Poco is a significant honor for somebody who grew up here and loved it every single year.
The festival, a week-long opportunity for everyone to gather. While the adults make the festival happen, the kids bring it to life. The children's joy infusing magic into the festivities, and in turn, May Day making a permanent mark on Port Coquitlam's kids.
When I was in May Day, I didn't realize how much it has influenced my life.
No, I love publicly speaking. So no, I was not nervous when I talked in front of all those people.
I might have just been a little nervous at first, but at the end I felt pretty good.
For a lot of kids, this is their first 15 minutes of fame, right? They spend hours and weeks, sometimes longer, working with their teachers and working with their parents and the other members of the family and community to prepare for this big event.
These children, whether they stay in their hometown city or not, carry with them these memories forever.
It's a memory you cherish a lifetime.
It is very special to be able to see the joy it brings to people in the community. And I do think it contributes significantly to making us the special community that we are.
It's kind of fun to think that the first 100 years is in the books, and to now think of what the next 100 years is going to look like for the next generations of people who grow up with May Days as the big event in the city. I'm sure we'll all be surrounded by robots and flying cars by then, but every year the event grows, the city grows, so where is it going to be in 200?
People really care about this community and its future. That makes it such a pleasure to be able to lead Port Coquitlam as mayor.
The 100th May Day celebration, the largest event by attendance in Port Coquitlam, is now part of history, joining the last 100 years in the archives. The 2023 festival is over, but the memories and the people live on. The children, past and present, framing the future of Port Coquitlam. May Days, the festival celebrating the beginning of summer and so much more. Celebrating tradition, fun, and family. Bringing the community together for 100 years and beyond.